Hey guys, just wanted to take an opportunity to go through a couple of the Twitter accounts that I follow that I think give a lot of alpha when it comes to Bitcoin specifically. Bitcoin Magazine would be the first one. Certainly they have current events, what's going on. Thomas/HeyApollo.com has the ETF flow tracker. Samson Mao is working on nation state Bitcoin adoption. Grain of Salt discusses a range of topics, including hypothecation, and the CME futures rollover at the end of the month. Fred Krueger talks a lot about Bitcoin and current events. Andrew, which is at AP_abacus, reports on how TradFi is adopting the spot ETFs. And of course, Michael Saylor leads the largest publicly traded holder of Bitcoin in the world. It's kind of hard to dispute that Bitcoin is winning. As Michael Saylor himself said live on CNBC this week, Bitcoin is up on average over the last 4 years, 44%. The S&P is up 12%. Goldman Sachs strategists are now saying that the U.S. stock market is unlikely to fall into a bear market, which would be a fall of 20% or more. Charlie Biello posted on Twitter this week that those calling for a 50 basis point rate hike should really look at January 2001 and September of 2007, when the Fed started the cutting cycle with a 50 basis cut move. If the Fed feels the need to go big because of a weakening economy, that's not bullish. So my view is that we get a 25 basis point cut. Conversely, if we do get a 50 basis point cut, I think you're just going to see global M2 liquidity rise at an even faster rate. Speaking of Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy is up 825% over the past 4 years, whereas the top performing stock in the S&P, NVIDIA, is up 821%. I view MicroStrategy, MSTR, as intelligent Bitcoin leverage, and apparently so does Morgan Stanley. In late August, according to Macroscope, Morgan Stanley disclosed Bitcoin ETF ownership in multiple of their investment portfolios. In a filing on September 4th, Morgan Stanley confirmed a 2.1% allocation to the iShares Bitcoin Trust and a 4% allocation to MicroStrategy for its Counterpoint Global portfolio. Oh, and by the way, think about just 1 year ago. 1 year ago this week, Bitcoin was trading at $25,000. So what about the price of Bitcoin now? Well, Michael Saylor is calling for $13 million per Bitcoin within the next 21 years. In the more near term, Samson Mao is saying that the market is wrong and that Bitcoin is massively undervalued and that Bitcoin will hit $1 million soon. Quote, "There is just so little Bitcoin out there. You can't double your holdings as a large entity at this point without the price shooting up. There's just so much buy demand. Every quarter, Tether is going to be buying Bitcoin. Every few months, MicroStrategy is buying Bitcoin. Semler is buying, and others are going to be quickly following. One of the largest pension funds in the world in Korea is now allocating to MicroStrategy. So you can see the tide is already turning, but just like in The Big Short, the market takes time to realize what is happening. It's always going to be the people that are paying attention that are going to see all of these factors and are allocating to it. So what do you think? Is Bitcoin going to $1 million? Leave a comment below. And to finish up the episode, I'll be attending the Bitcoin First 2024 event in Santa Monica on October 18th. It's invite only, it's limited to 300 participants, and there's around 170 some tickets remaining. I'm excited about this event because the format is an unconference where every attendee has the opportunity to propose and lead discussions. So rather than sitting passively in an audience watching presentations, you'll be actively involved in the discussions with the fellow attendees. Also, it's a nonprofit event with any proceeds being donated to the Bitcoin Development Fellowship through brink.dev. For more information and to apply, visit bitcoinfirst2024.com. Do you have news or upcoming events that you're excited about? Post them in the comments below, and I'll see you on Twitter.